right, let's find our stillness. So root down into the bones in the back. Lengthen up through your spine and the sides of the waist. Maybe roll your shoulders once or twice. And then enter into your variation of stillness. And once you're there, if you observe that your body needs to readjust a little, honor that. Begin to connect with your breath, long, slow inhales and exhales. Give your body full permission to let go more and more as you breathe here. Keep the breath slow and deep. If it feels right, begin to slowly lift the chin on your inhales, just opening the throat a bit. As you exhale, the chin comes down toward the chest, opening up the back of the neck. And stay with that little movement once you find it, still tall in the spine. The face is completely relaxed. Bring the head back to center. Allow for a movement, the shoulders squeezing up to the ears on your inhales now. And then float them back and down with your exhales. Let it feel good. When you're ready to change the movement once again, use your inhales to reach the arms out and up, your exhales to float the hands back down. Again, stay with that movement once you find it. Let it be a nice stretch. The next time the arms reach up, keep them reaching. Take turns reaching one arm higher than the other. Again, really sensing the stretch in your body. Make it your own. If the eyes are open, you might look up to the sky. Breath still deep. Back at center with both arms reaching. Inhale here. Exhale, elbows bend back toward each other. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend them back. One more time, reach. To exhale, bending the elbows. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. Stay tall, but float the arms down to wherever they need to be for a deep but comfortable twist. So the head in alignment with the spine in that spiral, nice adjustments. Breathe. And let your next inhale unravel you to reach the arms up. Exhale, twist left, that same tall spine. Float the hands to wherever they need to be for length. Breathing in, unravel and reach. Breathe out, float the arms down. Inhale, reach them up. Keep them reaching, kind of like you're creating a funnel with your arms. Gaze up between the hands, but keep the face relaxed. Maybe spread your fingers. Creating this gesture of being open to receive. A little smile therapy might feel good, turning up the corners of your mouth. And then bring both hands, palms facing down on the heart, the chin toward the chest. Take a moment for gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Stay here for as long as you need. But eventually, release the hands to extend the legs forward. Take your time to get there. Once you're there, root in, reach up. Find your way forward. So the hands go wherever they need to. Listen to your body. Add movement if it wants it. Anything goes here. So maybe if there's still tension in the neck, the head might move around a bit. You could sway or roll the shoulders. Maybe hanging heavy and letting gravity do all the work feels best. Only you know. But either way, the breath is so deep. For a moment, take your awareness to the backs of the legs. Feel the stretch there. And take your focus to the low back. Imagine that your inhales are expanding it out like a balloon. And then move the awareness to your upper back. Same expansion as you breathe. Begin to find your way back up. you need to bend out the knees or anything at all before you come into your tabletop, let it happen. But eventually, hands and knees make their way to the mat. Stacking the joints keeps them protected. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Moving in your own way, maybe circles or figure eights. The hips might just move from side to side. Again, really notice what the body needs and honor that as you breathe. Take your time to eventually create a child's pose where you sit back on your heels, arms in any position once you're there. Connect the forehead to your mat if it reaches, and breathe. Three more breaths here. Begin to slowly recreate that tabletop once you're complete. And then tailbone, head, and heart lifts with your inhales to round the spine with your exhales. Cat and cow with the breath. And back to a neutral spine. Spread the fingers, turn the toes, and lift the hips to downward facing dog. Heart melts down once you're there. Again, feel free to move if you need movement, or stay and breathe in stillness. Check in with your body. Ask it what it needs. If you'd like to play with a three-legged dog, lift the right leg up to the sky, hips square with each other. The left heel still mounting down. And then from wherever you are, take it to your pigeon pose, bringing the right knee toward the right wrist, the ankle toward the left wrist. If it doesn't feel good to be in pigeon, you can find your Janu Shirshasana, seated fold. If the pigeon does feel good, feel free to make your way forward. Or if there's another expression that you'd like to create, this is your practice. The jaw is soft. Maybe stacking the hands or fists to rest the forehead on top would feel nice. You can experiment with swaying the hips side to side a little or pressing that left leg actively into the mat. Slowly begin to lift back up if you chose to come forward. Sit over onto that right hip to swing the left leg around. Bring both legs wide once you're there, as wide as you're comfortable. Take your reach. Then your fold, hands in front or on the legs, feet or ankles. Knees can be bent if they need to be. With your next inhale, take a half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up, all the way to the lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, float the hands down to clasp behind you if that feels good. If not, keep reaching the fingertips back. Lift your heart, your arms. Open your throat if that feels okay. Maybe close your eyes. Feel free to activate the legs. See what that does for the stretch if you aren't already. Big inhale here. Exhale, hinging forward, keeping the clasp or not. We'll all release the clasp. Sink a little deeper if that's available. One full breath in the fold. And then begin to make your way back up. Soles of the feet come to touch once you're there. And then nice and tall, circle the torso, big or small, fast or slow. Observing all the places where you're stretching on your way around. Moving in the opposite direction as well. Back to center. Take the legs to a side. Find your tabletop once again. So again, stacking the joints. Extend your right leg back behind you this time. Hips stay square with each other. Maybe left arm reaches forward, maybe it does not. If you're reaching with both of those limbs, feel free to bend the back knee, take a hold of the foot or the ankle to kick it into the hand for more of a stretch, more of a balance challenge. Breathe. We'll reach the arm and the leg back out or whatever's lifted. Float them down for a circle or two in one direction with the whole body. And then in the other. Check in with your breath while you're moving. Reestablish your alignment. And then lift the left leg up behind you. Maybe the right arm. If you're reaching with both and you want that extra stretch, bend the knee, take a hold of the foot or the ankle. Long, slow inhales and exhales. For even more of a challenge, work towards stillness in your body. Locking the gaze can help. It might run for a long time. If you're holding the foot, extend back out first, and then lower down with control. A circle or two in each direction with the whole body, or if the body's craving something else, give it to it. And then eventually we'll arrive together in downward facing dog again. Spread the fingers, turn the toes, lift the hips, melt the heart. Left leg might lift this time if you're taking your 3-leg dog. So again, stay with the integrity of the pose in the upper body. The right heel still moving to the mat. The breath still deep. From wherever you are, make your way into your pigeon pose, bringing the left knee to the left wrist. Check in, see if it feels okay. If it does, play with any variations. If not, that seated forward fold might feel better. Again, you might stack your hands to rest your forehead down. Check in for places where you might be holding tension and not even realize it. Sometimes we might feel extremely relaxed, like we're not holding at all, but when you check in, there it is, somewhere, someplace in the body. Tension or stress that can be released instead. If you chose to come forward, slowly begin to lift back up. Sitting over onto the left hip now to swing the right leg around. Wide legs once again to your level.
No,
you don't have to get up,
darling. Nope. You don't.
This time the right hand rests on the leg, left arm reaches up, extend, and then hinge to the side. If there's a different variation that you'd like, maybe the right hand on the earth in front of the leg, or the left hand might take a hold of the toes. Breathe. Slowly find your way back up. Before we get the other side, let the arms explore your space. The spine still tall. Focus on the wrists for a moment. Then the elbows. Then the shoulders.
Yes, I like this.
And then release. Left hand down to the leg. Right arm reaches up. Really extend. and then hinge. Create your variation. Slowly release back up. From here, roll your shoulders. Take the hands to the shoulders, circle your elbows. Keep the hands on the shoulders, lift and lower the elbows, still really tall in the spine. And then we'll get one more wide-legged forward fold, reaching up as you breathe in. Take it forward as you breathe out, hands where they need to go. So this time, if you want to play, you might lift up the tiniest bit on your inhales with the intention of creating even more length so that your exhales can take that length toward the earth even more. So it might be a tiny little movement where you're lifting a little for length as you breathe in and moving toward the earth with your exhales. Maybe it's a big movement. Either way, 3 more breaths. Slowly release back up. Bring the legs back in. Give them a movement if they need one. You might roll the ankles so that they're ready when we come to standing. And then again, through your tabletop into downward facing dog. Listen to your body. If you need a little movement on hands and knees before you turn your toes under for that dog, honor that. Once you're in your dog, movement or stillness are both welcome. You might bend out the knees one at a time or lift and lower your heels. When it feels right, allow the feet to come to the hands for your standing forward bend up at the top of the mat. Half lift with your next inhale, lots of length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, bend the knees for a chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, float the arms down. Clasp behind you to inhale, lifting the heart and the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Keeping the clasp or not. If you kept the clasp and you want more, you might really try to take the palms to touch if it still feels okay, squeezing them toward each other. Or you might take the hands side to side in the air. We'll plant the hands. So releasing them down. Step your right leg back for warrior one. So the back toes are turned out, the front knee's over its ankle. Lift your torso and reach your arms. Adjust once you're upright if you need to. Center your body. Beautiful. Maybe gazing between the hands. Smile therapy, always welcome. From here, straighten out the front leg without locking the knee. Find your way halfway forward, arms out to the sides. Even weight in both feet, so still pressing actively into the back foot. Inhale here. Exhale, fold all the way forward over that front leg. Adjust your stance if you need to. Make sure you're stable. We are going to come into tree pose, balancing on the left foot. Now you have your choice to step forward and come all the way to standing and then find your tree, or you might shift your weight now into your left foot as you lift the right heel up off of the mat, then the foot up off of the mat to find your variation of tree. Once you're in it, lock your gaze, find any variation with your arms. There are plenty. And then again, if you need more of a challenge, work towards stillness. If you need even more of a challenge, close your eyes. When you're ready to release, move back to both feet on the mat with control. Shake it out, bend it out, dance it out, let it go. And then see if you're still at the top of your mat. If not, make your way there. Hands to the heart. Close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the thumbs connected to your heart space, the shoulders relaxed, the feet rooted into the mat, the earth supporting you underneath the mat. With your next inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, let the heart lead you forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, float the arms down, clasp behind you to inhale, lifting your heart. Maybe opening your throat. Listen to your body. If the clasp is too much, just reach the arms back. Use an inhale to allow it to exhale to hinge you forward. Again, keeping the clasp or not. Neck is relaxed. Forehead, jaw relaxed. Release the clasp if you haven't already. Plant the hands to step your left leg back now for warrior one. So take the step, the toes are turned out a little back there, the front toes forward, knee right over the ankle. You can lift and then readjust to find your reach. Hips squared to the front, chest squared to the front. Maybe gazing between the hands. Feel your heart shining. Keep the weight even in both feet as you straighten out the front leg without locking its knee. Hinge halfway forward. Arms reaching out. Feel all the places that you're stretching. Tons of places where we're stretching right now. Lots of length between the arms, from the tailbone to the top of the head. Inhale, You exhale as you fold all the way forward. Again, feel free to adjust your stance, make it comfortable. Tree pose is next. The way that you get there is entirely up to you. You might step the back foot forward, rooting into both feet first. Maybe you shift the weight into your right foot. Lift the left foot to wherever it needs to be. It can be ankle, calf, or thigh for your tree. Once you've established your roots in the legs, feel free to play with a variation in the arms. Again, locking the gaze can help. That non-moving spot called a drishti point really brings a lot of focus into the pose. For more of a challenge, try to be as still as you possibly can be, and or close your eyes. When you're ready to let it go, find your way back to both feet on the mat, shake it out, bend it out. And then this time at the top of the mat, bring the feet to touch. So this might have been your position all along, maybe not. Hands at the heart. Again, the thumbs connect with the heart space. The eyes close for a moment. Feel your feet rooted to the earth now in this potentially new position. Connect with your breath. With your next inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, heart leads you forward. Half lift, breathing in. Fold again, breathing out. Inhale, reach back out and up, keeping the reach to exhale for chair. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, float the hands down to clasp. Inhale, lift the heart and the arms. To exhale, hinging forward, keeping the clasp or not. So from here, you've got your choice to stay and breathe. If it's feeling really good, stay right here. If you're feeling wild and crazy and want even more of a balance challenge, send your right toes back behind you, either on the mat to play with lifting, or lift them all the way up to your warrior three. So again, listen to your body. If you'd like to find your warrior, but it's not in your practice to have the hands clasped, feel free to find what you need. And then, from wherever you are, is it available to step your right foot back, wide-legged position, lifting the heart, and then folding forward over that left leg, keeping the clasp or not. Might feel nice to sigh. Let's all release the hands down. So again, adjust. Stay for a moment in this fold, but adjust so that it's super comfortable, so that you're resting here. And then shift the weight into that left foot, maybe bending the knee a little to get there. play with lifting the right toes all the way up to standing splits. So everybody's standing splits will be different. Your toes might still be on the mat, or they might be pointed up to the sky or anywhere in between.
Yeah, we'll do, man.
If you need even more of a challenge, take a hand or two to hold the calf or the ankle. Listen to your body.
Like with Matt, what day you guys want to do it. Okay. All right, we'll do it. All right, see you, John. Drive safe.
From wherever you are, begin to make your way back to your standing forward bend. Feet can be hips distance apart or feet touching, but bend out the knees or sway the torso. Let it go. And now we'll bring the feet back to touch, the insides of the feet connected to each other. If that feels okay. It's just more of a balance challenge. Changes it up a bit. Half lift when you're ready for it. Hold again, breathing out. Arms out and up with the inhale. Chair pose with your exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, float the arms down to clasp. Inhale, lift the arms and the heart. Exhale, fold. If you'd like to play, left leg moves back toward a warrior 3 position, keeping the clasp or not. Again, you might just take the toes to the mat behind you, the hips square with each other. You can release the clasp if it's not working and you want to play in your warrior. From wherever you are, step the left leg back, keeping the clasp or recreating it once you're in that wide leg stance. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, take it forward. Beautiful. We have this extra balance challenge of being on an uneven surface here in the grass. So extra great work with balancing. Release the arms down if you haven't already. Get comfy. Find your breath, breathing space into the back of that left leg. Our legs are going to feel so long after this practice. Standing splits to your level, shifting the weight into your right foot to lift the left leg all the way up to the sky. This could be enough. If you need more, a hand or both might come to hold that right leg or ankle. Let's release back to our standing forward bend, bringing the foot to the mat beside the other. Bend out the knees or sway it out. We'll eventually arrive in a child's pose, so if you need to play with planks or down dogs or anything else before you get there, take about a minute to find that transition. You might flow with your breath. Maybe child's pose is what your body wants right now. But the key is checking in, maybe closing the eyes will help with that connection with the body. Once you've created your child's pose, see how heavy you can allow your body to become. So as you're permitting more and more heaviness, you might need to adjust. Maybe the knees need to get a little bit wider. How heavy can you sink into your mat here in your child's pose? Breath still very deep. Begin to find your way back up slowly, coming into your tabletop to sit over onto one side to swing your legs back around. Find your easy pose, so whatever that looks like for you. Sukhasana. Root into the bones in the back again. Close the eyes. Really establish your length in the spine. Let the legs be heavy, the shoulders be heavy. And then we'll take the pointer fingers and the thumbs to come together on each hand to create a triangle. So find your triangle and then bring it down by the base of the spine. The movement will be keeping the triangle to slowly come to your heart space. Once you meet the heart, lotus pose. So all the fingers, the bottoms of the hands and the pinkies and the thumbs touching, the rest of the fingers open. From here, we just release like we're taking the palms to face up and reaching them forward. Back down. Once you're back toward the base of the spine, the triangle. Slowly moving up to a lotus. Palms facing up as they reach forward. Back in. Triangle. Bring it up. Lotus, reach it forward. So we'll stay with this movement, but we'll add some breath and intention. So through the mouth, as if you're sipping through a straw, you're breathing in to your lotus. Then breathing out through the nose as you reach forward and down. Sipping in, breathing out. Sipping in, breathing out. Find your own pace, but now as you're sipping in light. And then you're sending out light to wherever it might need to go. Close your eyes once you've got it. So sipping in so much light with your inhales, and then sending it out, offering it to the world with your exhales. Make it your own. Maybe 3 more. much light coming in. Feel it moving through your whole body and then sending it out. When you feel complete, bring the hands, palms facing down on the heart again, chin toward the chest. Take a moment for gratitude once again. What are you grateful for? Take your time here. If you have 6 million things to be grateful for, stay and breathe with gratitude. When you feel complete, make your way down onto your back. Once you're there and ready, and only then, begin to draw one knee into the chest and then the other at your own pace, alternating, adding a movement if you want one once the knee comes in. But one knee at a time, stretching the hip, the joints, massaging out the low back with that pressure or movement. The position of the other leg is your choice. It might be extended out on the mat or the knee bent with the sole of the foot on the mat. You can stay with alternating a leg coming in, or bring both knees into the chest for a movement or a variation of a squeeze. Perhaps a happy baby would feel good today. Bending the knees toward the earth to hold the feet or the ankles, with or without movement. Maybe some twists. But really begin to check in with your body. See what final stretches or positions or anything at all. What does it need before we rest into stillness, where we integrate into the body all the benefits from our practice. So anything goes now. Wherever you are, though, begin to feel the air against your skin. Once you've created your final resting pose, again, see how heavy you can allow your body to become here. As you're allowing for that heaviness, if some adjustments need to be made, feel free to adjust. And let the sounds around us guide you deeper inward. A soft reminder. Speak kindly to yourself with tenderness and compassion. You're a survivor in this world. Don't forget how far you've come, the trials you've overcome. You've been doing your best, and that's enough. Each day feeling stronger, realizing what you're capable of. This life is your story, your own masterpiece. Isn't it wonderful to know yourself so well now? All you've been through and your vibe is still tender and kind. That's something awesome. Notice if you're inhaling or exhaling in this moment. Sense that heaviness that you created in your body against your mat. And then begin to allow motion back in, however it feels right, wherever it feels right. find your way to one side on your mat eventually. Pressing back up to your seat. Both hands palms facing down on the heart. One last time. You can never get enough gratitude. What are you grateful for now? And take a moment to thank your body. The light within me truly honors the light within you. Namaste. Thank you all for being here today. Great work.
I think we're all grateful for you, Katie.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for this day. How gorgeous is this weather? Oh. Thank you.